Hello, and welcome to the demonstration of the automation functionality on Plug Central. So if you have automation enabled, you should find this menu set here on your left that will take you through the rules that you have set up. So if you've got any existing rules set up, this is where they will be visible. It allows you here to edit or delete any rules. Any executions that have been done per rule will also be saved here. And this is just a area that sort of shows you your dashboard of any of the rules that you have set up. So let's start by creating a rule from a post for a specific post on Instagram. So you have to connect your Instagram account. If you go down to settings here, you go to connections, just make sure that you have your Instagram account connected here. And when you can try and create a post for the first time, it may request you to disconnect and reconnect your account. So all you have to do is disconnect, reconnect, just so that it allows the system to refresh the permissions it has. Then you can go to create a new post. You're going to pull a post from Instagram. It says these pair of boots. It'll pull through the caption. You can then add a link to the boots themselves. I'm just going to use the shoe for this example. And then you can go ahead and create a new automation rule. So this is the new section that you will see. You have any sort of rules that you've set up visible here in case you just want to read it. But I'll create a new rule. So this is the new setup. And the first thing you want to do is the most common sort of rule that you're going to set up on a post is when someone comments a keyword. So in this instance, I'm going to say when someone comments the word boots, then I need to tell it what I want it to do. So you'll see the next thing here is to set up that you want to send a DM when someone comments the word boots. So you select that. And then in the DM option, there's a couple settings you have to sort of utilize. So one is a carousel and one is a button. This is how you want the DM to appear. If you select carousel, then you will see a image sheet. So I'm going to show you now the difference. I'm just going to say I want to share the trigger products. So this will basically send through the link to the products that I've added to this post. In this case, it was that shoe. So if I type in boots now and I tested, you can see I get the image of the shoe that I added. I'm just going to delete that for now, and I'm going to switch it to a button view. The thing with the carousel view is you can't add any words to it. It can just send the straight product with the link shop now, one or more products, up to 5 products. But if you want to send a message along with the link, so you want to say, hi, please see the link below, then you want to use the button option like I did select here, which makes this visible. And then you can select which links you want to send. So in this instance, I'm going to send the product link. So now when I test it out and I select boots, you see now I don't get the image, I just get the word and the link below that. So that's the key difference. Do you want to send a bit of words with the link, or do you just want to send the link through to your audience? So yeah, that's what you'll do at the bottom. Then there's various options of what links you actually want to send to your audience. We try to make it as easy as possible. So if you've created a post and you select it and you have multiple products linked to the post and you want to send them a link to the post on your shop front, make sure it's visible on your shop front end, then all you do is you need to delete that. You can add in the trigger post. So now when I type in boots, this link here is actually the link to the post on your shop front. As you know, when you go to your shop front and they in your post view, all your products will be linked on the side and they can, click any of the links on your post. If you want to just send them the basic links of all the products, so you can have 5, 6 products linked to this post. If you just want to send them each of the links, then all you do is you select this trigger post products, and that'll then send them the links to the post like we've seen before. It's a shop now, okay? The links to the products, sorry, not the post. Then you can also actually send them a link to any post that you've posted before. that's on your shopfront. So you can simply select any post link to put there instead of the specific post link. Same with the products from a particular post. So maybe it's not the products you added to this post, it's products to another post. You can select it here, or you can select any product that you've ever linked to your Plug Central. You can send them that. Again, it can be more than one. A link to a collection, a link to your shopfront, or a custom URL. Now, custom URL is what you'll use if you are promoting a fitness guide, a food guide, a style guide. If you're sending them to a retailer's website, if you are sending them to any sort of booking link for any event, whether your own or another event that you're trying to promote. It could be if you are a real estate agent and you're sharing a video of a property that you're selling. You can basically tell them to comment, buy, and you'll send them a link to the listing on your website. So there in that instance, as an example, if I wanted to send them to this listing particularly, I could just copy this URL here, go here, paste the URL here, and call this the link to home, for example. And now when someone types reports, that's what they'll get. Please see link and it's linked to home. So that gives you that all of that flexibility. Then if you want to end it there, you can, but most people also like to reply to the comments on the post. So you can click add, click reply to comment, and then here's where you can say, please check your DMs. So then this will appear on the post itself, on the comment on the post itself after you've sent them through the reply to the DMs. So I'm just going to go back here and I just want to delete this and I just want to send the actual shoe link because I'm going to test this for you. Then on the right hand side, I don't think you need to really change any of these generally. The key one to take care or to take note of is this auto expire rule. This is quite important that it's set to default and only be there for a month. So if you want it to last longer, please make sure you switch this off or you change the period. Then you click create, that is now done, and then you create your post. And now it is visible in your shop front and your automation is now set. And every time someone comments, they will get your link. Now, obviously, you would have had to create the post first, so it's quite important. After you create the post, you can come in here quickly and set up the automation. The next thing I want to show you is if you do want to set in a generic rule meaning that you don't want it tied to a post, you want it to apply to all posts that you ever sort of send, then you'd come into the rule section here and you can just go create rule. Same setup as per normal. So put your keyword, send your DM and your reply. But important here, your keyword needs to be something they're not going to use on a lot of your posts. So you just want, if you ever have a guide and you post a lot of content about your fitness or your thing, and you just want them to always be able to get your guide, then whatever post you select, when you put in your caption, you can simply put their comment guide for my guide. So that post does not have to be on your shopfront or on Plug Central like I did before. This rule will just fire regardless of every time someone uses that keyword. So same setup, just that you set it up in a different place because it's not linked to a specific post. You also have the option to configure story replies. Again, you're not linking to specific posts. Anytime someone comments on a story, you can let them fire off a DM to them, or you can set up DM responses. So directly into your DM, you can set up keywords. And if you get that, it will then fire off responses in that manner. Okay, so if I had to test this now for you, so this was the Boots one that I added the automation to. So if I go here now and I quickly comment Boots, then what should happen? So here's my comment here. If I refresh, you'll see I get the what I just put there, checking my DMs. And if I go through to my messages, you will then see sorry, I'm doing this on my laptop, but you will then see the link and someone can click it and it will take you straight through to the product. And again, so same thing, if say you're going to do a real estate one, you could go here, you could pull through your property, and then you can see also the post, and you can then come down, add your rule, comment, I send DM, you can put again button, and in here you can see here is the listing, and you use a custom URL, take the URL from the website, listing link, and test it out here. Make sure you're happy. Make it not expire. Create. Post. There's a chair. And once again, now if I go back to his page, I go here and I comment buy and I refresh. So I didn't set up an automation for the reply to comment, so that won't happen, but I do get the link coming through anyway there, so that I can then add to it.